We all probably remember watching this fun cartoon, but the last episode didn't end well. The final episode starts with Cedric being 28 years old. He is in a nice relationship with Chen, but after some time, Chen wants to break up with him. Cedric can't believe this and becomes very upset. He has a hard time recovering and keeps asking Chen to come back, but she always says no. In the last scenes of the cartoon, Cedric, while drunk, goes to Chen's house and harasses her. This episode was only aired once and received a lot of negative reactions. The writer said, "If you're 8 years old, life is great, but when you turn 28, things change." But he couldn't escape the criticism. This episode was banned in many countries. As we all know, SpongeBob is one of the most fun cartoons, but the final episode is not something easily forgotten. On an ordinary day at the Krusty Krab, a fire breaks out. While almost everyone manages to escape, SpongeBob and Patrick get trapped in the kitchen. Despite their efforts to extinguish the fire, they are unable to put it out or save themselves, and they lose their lives. This tragic ending saddened many SpongeBob fans, and the final episode was banned in some countries. Tom and Jerry. Unfortunately, it's quite difficult to say anything positive about the final episode of this cartoon. Tom falls in love with a woman and starts dating her. Similarly, Jerry also falls in love with another woman and begins a relationship. However, after some time, both women leave them for money. Tom and Jerry fall into depression. Tom, unable to recover from his depression for a long time, attempts suicide multiple times, but Jerry saves him each time. However, in the last episode, instead of saving Tom, Jerry joins him, and they attempt suicide together. In the final scene, the two are shown committing suicide on the train tracks, which caused a significant outcry among viewers. As a result of the backlash, the cartoon was banned by the court, with the justification that it harmed children's mental health and could lead them to suicide. When we think of Johnny Bravo, the first thing that comes to mind is a handsome man. Yes, Johnny Bravo is very handsome and well-groomed, but he can't find a girlfriend. You probably already know this. He's always chasing after girls, but never succeeds. This situation frustrates Johnny, and it starts to affect his mental health. His attempts to find a girlfriend gradually decrease, and towards the final episodes of the cartoon, he meets a female sorcerer. Johnny wants to be a woman for a day to better understand women and empathize with them, so the sorcerer turns him into a woman. After staying a woman for a while, the sorcerer offers to turn him back to his original form, but Johnny refuses and even expresses a desire to remain a woman. The cartoon's final episode ends this way. This ending is truly interesting. It even became a topic of humor on social media for a while. The final episode of Bugs Bunny, a cartoon we all love, ended in a very interesting way. To summarize briefly, Bugs Bunny shoots Daffy Duck with a shotgun, and Daffy's body is blown to pieces.
Goodbye, pal. Goodbye.
In a scenario set in the Flintstones, it is revealed that Wilma Flintstone and Betty Rubble have been having secret relationships outside of their marriages, and in the final episode, they get married. Additionally, it is shown that Barney Rubble is actually suffering from cancer, and his family puts in a lot of effort to make his final days as good as possible. The writers likely intended to convey a message through Barney's lack of hair. The cartoon ends with a very interesting and sad finale. Scooby-Doo? If you've truly watched this cartoon, you've probably noticed Shaggy's strange behavior. But the secret behind these odd actions holds a completely different story. Shaggy is actually a drug addict, and this explains why he talks to dogs and acts in a schizophrenic manner in every episode. His constant need to eat everything around him is also a result of this addiction. This hidden backstory adds a dark depth to the usually fun and mysterious world of Scooby-Doo, reminding us that the characters may have more complex and tragic stories than what meets the eye. We can think of Shaggy's condition as an added layer to the cartoon, showing viewers that sometimes the truth behind the mask is more complicated than we might expect. Little Red Riding Hood. Most of us heard this story from our families when we were children. We were taught that this tale always ends with a happy conclusion. However, in reality, things are not quite as they seem. In the original story, there is no character like the woodsman. The wolf devours both the grandmother and Little Red Riding Hood, and the story ends in this way. This dark ending reveals that the tale has a much more terrifying side than we were led to believe. While this story has always told us about a world where good triumphs over evil, the true version reminds us that not all stories have happy endings, and that sometimes even fairy tales are filled with chilling truths. This dark aspect of the tale makes it deeper and more thought-provoking. Perhaps it tries to show us that in real life, not everything is as simple as it is in fairy tales. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We've previously made videos about Tom and Jerry and Little Red Riding Hood. If you'd like to watch them, you can click on the video on the screen.